Hey guys! Not doing an ASMR stream. That we should do that someday though, but maybe not today. Maybe when I can make more money off of it. Okay. We are good to go. Let's talk about my hair for a second. My hair looks great today. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. My hair looks great. It could look better. And my boobs are looking good too. Look at those girls. Oh jeez. I'm just wearing a t-shirt. That's the goals, okay? Transition goals. You want to look good in a t-shirt. Well, just girl goals in general, I guess. Not just trans girls. Set W. How are you? I am good. I am good. Okay? I am, like, you know, obviously, feeling a lot of stress in my life. A lot of stuff going on in the world. And in my world. And as pretty as I look, and as much as I accept my own beauty a lot, I am still getting facial feminization surgeries. And I saw the doctor on the other day, and we talked a little bit, and I have a good starting point. As many people have pointed out, I have amazing bone structure. Okay, you know. But I mean, certain angles, and when I have my hair a certain way, like all this extra work, I have to contort my muscles. Like, I do it subconsciously, but there's a lot of effort that goes into making myself feel okay with my face. And I have trouble even wearing makeup because makeup makes me feel very exposed. Well, you know, I don't expect chat to fix my problems. I just share it with you guys. You know, just being here and supporting me is really all I could ask. I really, you know, as somebody who's like pretty much very unpopular on the internet, just having my few fam in the corner with me here is really great. And just know that, you know, I try not to play favorites. I appreciate anybody who supports me, and I try not to like say, oh, well, you know, such and such was here when nobody else was here, so I'm gonna treat that person better, because guess what, like, if you, it might feel like somebody wants to be treated like that, but then imagine like, well, to you, like, what about the people before you? Like, you know, it's like, if I treated you special because you were here longer, well, then what if there's someone there even longer than you? And it's like, I don't like grouping people into, like, tiers in my life. I just treat people as people, and if they treat me with respect, I treat them with respect, and that's kind of the way I see it. But, you know, there are things I can do. There are surgeries that I'm going for that I am working my way toward. And I do have features in my face that bother me, and there's something I can do about it. And I am. I need to have an x-ray done next week. And, you know, because they need to check to see if there's like a sinus cavity. 5% of people don't have don't have something there, and it's like, it'll be better if I'm one of those 5% of people, because they won't have to put like a sheet of something with like tiny screws in my face. Either way, this is all stuff I'm expecting. I've researched into what these surgeries go through. Many women have gone through these surgeries. It's pretty normal in the trans community. It is pretty intense, and I'm a bit scared, but I still need it. And I'm gonna feel a lot less dysphoria afterwards, after everything's all healed and nice. You know, when I just, you know, like, okay, like when I see my face, and then I see like masculine people, like men, who have similar faces to me, it really bugs me. And then when I see women's faces, I like wish I had that face. And even though people say, oh, you're so pretty, and I'm like, it's, you know, Sephiroth is pretty, and he's a man, okay? So I don't want to be pretty, I want to be a woman. And I am a woman, but there's some changes to my face that I need, and nobody can tell me what I need or don't need, only I can. And it's all within the realm of possibility. I'm not doing some crazy experimental surgeries here. These are pretty normal for trans people, at least. Yeah, and you know, they get this trachea shave. They're barely gonna do anything on my jaw. Like, there's some like minor things, but most of it's gonna be up here. Like, they're gonna pull my hairline down. I'm gonna look fan-fucking-tastic, okay? Let me just make this clear. I'm gonna look like a fucking supermodel, okay? Not that it'll do me any good. I'm a terrible businesswoman, but we're working on that, okay? I don't know if I'll ever actually be a supermodel or an actress. I want to, but it takes more than good looks. You know, people say, oh, you look like a superstar, you look like a model, you look like you could be a famous actress, and it's like, that's not how it works. Like, it's a skill and it's a business. It like, you know, people think that like appearance is everything, and it's almost like, I don't know if it's like not important, but it's probably one of the least important things out of the things you need in order to be a successful model or business person, or, you know, or actress, because you need to treat it like a business, and that's like something that isn't just given to you. You have to make it happen, and that's something I'm trying to learn. Yeah, I believe I'll look awesome, but in the meantime, I already look awesome. So I'm not doing this for external reasons. I'm not doing this to get favors from people. I'm not doing this for, you know, to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I'm not doing this because I think it'll make me more money. I'm not doing this for any reason but my own. Because I look at myself in the mirror and I see things that make me feel like when I'm feeling like way up here, at any given moment, like it just drops in her self-loathing. You know, especially like when I see myself from the side like this, like yeah, like right when I'm like head on to my camera, that's like one thing. And when I have like the perfect lighting, and I have like the perfect angle, and I have my hair like rounding out my face, And yeah, like that's like perfect conditions. That's not a way to live, okay? That's not reality. That's coping. That's copium, okay? It's like copium mainline. It's not like, you know? Waffen. We're having our daily dose of copium, okay? You want to join me? Just getting ready to do some writing. Yet again, doing some writing. Yet again, at it again, like fiends. Oops. At it again. I worked a little bit on my novel yesterday. I started, because of the streams I've been doing, working on my outlining and working on my drafting. It's starting to rub off on my novel. Okay, let's get a new day started. Let's get a new day started in our folder over here. Okay, what is the time? 12:19. It's more of a formality than anything. I mean, it keeps track. It helps me keep track. Today is 12th on Saturday. Okay, I think I need another coffee before we really get into this. And then, of course, let's get. Okay, I need to close my novel document. Writing is pretty good. Mostly what I'm working on is the outlining, and that's a huge part. That's a huge part of writing. Figuring out how to outline correctly, and that's what I'm working on. I actually haven't done much of the actual writing, but the thing is, if I have a solid outline, the writing kind of just happens naturally, because I've been getting better and better at that. Getting better and better every single time. But you know, we got multiple ways to write. You know, I got my document, but we're mostly doing handwriting. Going to SawCon? Let's play a game. You know, interestingly enough, I had a dream. I had a part that really disturbed me right before I woke up. And this is the second time a similarly themed part of a dream startled me and frightened me, like to wake me up, like disturbed me. And the other one was, you know, the theme. Try to guess the theme here. So the one last night was a gorilla getting its dick chopped off. At first it looked like it was getting its legs chopped off, but it was like this giant tube. It looked like an elephant trunk, and it was like a tube, like an empty tube. Like, how is this even a penis? And then it got chopped off, and it was trying to put it back. And it's like, I woke up and I was like, yeah, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not chopping off my dick. I'm getting a vaginoplasty. Like, you know, my mind immediately like went one-to-one with this. But I think if I go back to another dream that I had when I was homeless, there was a dream where there was this guy who was doing like experiments on like chimpanzees, and he was eating them. And it was really disturbing. Like, he was having sex with dead chimps and eating them. It was a really weird dream. Like, it like disturbed me. Like, when you have disturbing dreams, you know? Sock on these nuts. Oh, hey-oh. Hey-oh. We fell for it. We fell for it. Oh. It's giving me a nightmare. Good. You know, that way you get it out of your system. Once you know, because if I didn't tell you, it would have happened. Something worse would have happened in your dream. You would have dreamed of something more disturbing. Now I'm like, getting it out of your system, you know? It was just kind of weird because obviously, like, many people, like, you know, there's this thing that happens inside your head, like, going through these surgeries, it's really intense. And if I could live my life without doing these surgeries, I would prefer that, but I can't. I just can't. He's at work. And it's none of your business anyway. He's not the stream. My dad usually just lives his own life. He doesn't really show up on my stream a lot. Sometimes I invite him on stream, but not all the time. He doesn't. He kind of likes his privacy. But like, there's a lot of thoughts that go in my mind about, like, you know, I've had many opportunities to back out of transitioning, and there's a reason why I keep moving forward with it, is because I know that I need it. And obviously, if somebody wasn't trans, or if they didn't need these surgeries, they would have backed out a long time ago. And the thing is, I'm done going back and forth saying, oh, this is too difficult. I'm like determined. Like, this is happening no matter what. I'm, you know, good or bad, and it's been good so far. Having the orchiectomy was a huge step. It's a huge step. I feel so much better, and I've still, like, you know, the stitches are still healing, but they're healing pretty well, and I'm doing so much better. Like, just knowing that I made a huge step forward, and that, you know, it might be a long time before I have the vaginoplasty, but we're still moving forward with that. It's going to happen. It might happen sooner than I expected, but, you know, it might happen later. But it's going to happen. There's no stopping this, and I don't want to stop it. I want it to happen as soon as possible, and sadly, it's really hard to make it happen. There's a lot of things going on, but you know what? I'm actually doing it. So that's the plus, is that this isn't just a dream. This isn't just some imagination, you know? Our imagination and our dreams and stuff are deceptive, you know, they aren't based in reality. And I think I would say that when I dream about, like, apes, you know, like disturbing things happening to apes, I feel like it's not really about what's going on in my life. It's about how things are affecting me, because going through this is traumatic, but it needs to happen because not going through it is more traumatic. If that makes any sense. Because if I at this point, I just want these surgeries to happen. Like, I just want it to be over with. And if I like, you know, said, oh, I'm too scared to do this, let me just cancel it, it would set me back even more years. If, you know, because I know that eventually I would have to continue. I'd be like, okay, I made a mistake, let me do these surgeries, and then I would have to go through the process and get back into it with a huge delay. And I'm done with delays. I already delayed myself like 10 years, or like 13 years. It's been 15 years total knowing that I've needed a surgery, and it's been in the past 2.5 years that I've been actively making it happen. And some people go even longer. I met somebody who's 60 years old. 60. She's 60 years old. And she got her surgery, her vaginoplasty, 9 months ago. And she's happier than she's ever been in her entire life. It's not because of the vaginoplasty itself, it's because she needed it. That's what people don't always understand about trans people and surgeries, is that it's not a prescription, it's something that we know we need. And we try to make it happen the best we can. Some people have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars just to get it. And I'm lucky, you know, if you want to call it lucky, because I'm in poverty. I have the absolute best insurance in the best state to be in the United States to get these surgeries. Like, I don't have to pay anything. The downside is that I'm living in poverty, obviously. But I can live in poverty a little bit longer just to get these surgeries. Well, how about this? You'll never be in my chat, you little bitch. Let me pull an Eris on you. How's that for a fuck you? You little bitch. I love Eris. He's so fucking awesome. Like he just deals with like trolls all day, and like that's his content. It's like freaking great. I don't really care for trolls. I don't like want to give them an audience. But you know, it is what it is. People say, "Oh, don't respond to them," and it's like, yeah, like obviously most of the time I don't, but I also think that ignoring the problem is another problem in and of itself. I don't know. I try not to get stun locked like a Sanabi. Yeah, so what do we got here? Last time we were working on this story. Okay, we got some scrap here, okay? What were we doing last time? I found some new characters. Diana's Christy's sister. And I was coming up with, like, you know, I think the biggest thing I wanted to look at for understanding characters and plot, I think the biggest thing I was looking at is understanding character goals. And so every character has a goal, just like all of us have goals in our life. Like, you know, people's actions are dictated by what their goals are. And so, like, when you have multiple characters interacting with each other, sometimes goals align, and sometimes goals conflict. And sometimes goals just are kind of like, you know, not related, but kind of create interesting synergy with other characters. And that's ultimately where plot comes from. Like the tension created through the process of characters pursuing their goals in a setting. And I think starting to understand like what actually makes plot. And it's kind of organic, and it's regarding the characters and how the characters end up acting towards each other and just trying to achieve their goals. Like, you know, character C, their goal isn't about getting water, it's about stopping A from achieving whatever their goal is. So even if A's goal changes, C's goal is still the same. But it's one thing to like think about this abstractly, and I think that's important just to like let it happen and just try to understand, and not to like be too harsh on myself. Because I think a lot of the times I put so much pressure on myself to like get a whole bunch of stuff done. Oh yeah, I was gonna make some more coffee. I'll be right back. my chair is breaking. So I actually have a new chair coming in. It's like a cheaper office chair. The gaming chair, I tried it. I got it just so I could try it. The gaming chairs are actually not that good. You know, I know this is a cheaper one, but still. I'm just getting a straight up like regular office chair again. And also, I got a standing desk converter because I want to stand more, and well, not just stand, but more like not sit all the time. So I might have to, like, you know, drill out some of this stuff because there's like, hey Transom. It's like handsome but trans. Or it's like you're holding somebody for ransom with testosterone. I don't know. Tea ransom? Holding somebody's tea for a ransom. That's really abusive. Or it's just yeah, so I might have to drill out, like, there's this, like, I don't know how it'll work out. I'll clean off my entire desk when it gets here. I don't know how, like, I've measured it. I've measured my desk. It should fit on my desk just fine. In fact, with a lot of space left over. However, I'll need to clean off my entire desk, so it'll be a good time to clean off my entire desk. You're reported. Yeah, if you go anywhere near my house, you're going to jail, by the way. But, you know, it's kind of like, you know, people think it's like, well, what are you going to do with that information, buddy? Yeah, like, report that guy. Yeah, go get a fucking life. And if you're somebody I know in real life, you're gonna go to fucking jail, okay? Like, fuck you. Mippity-bop-beep-a-do-do. Yeah, either way, you know, it's like, people can get this kind of information, but what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna break the law? You're gonna go to jail? Why? So you can freaking make a joke on the internet and tell all your friends how funny you are? Ha ha ha, guess what? Now you're in prison for committing a fucking crime. What a fucking loser. Yeah, you know, but this happens. You know, you put yourself on the internet and people think that they, like, you know, can dox you and shit. But, you know, you can look somebody up in the fucking phone book. You can look, you know, people know where people live, especially if they're public figures. What are you gonna do? Like, just get the fuck out of here. Like, just get the fuck out of here. It's not public info. Yeah, I guess we gotta deal with these fucking losers. Is that what we're doing today? Let's go. Let's go. Because I guess that's what we're doing today. It's my job. I'm a professional garbage woman. Taking out the trash all day today. Let's go. Now that's inspiring. That helps me get my writing done. Yeah, thank you so much, Christopher. You know, these people are probably just hanging out, you know, losers hanging out on Kiwi Farms. They should probably go live on a farm, you know, a funny farm, you know? Hey, waifu. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you know, just as a heads up, anybody thinking about ever doing anything, the cops get here in like seconds. They know this place. So, you know, you think you're fucking funny with your shit. Yeah, there's a, you know. Oh, let's dox some streamer because we don't like them. Okay, like, fuck. What, are you gonna break the law? I wanna go to prison for a meme. Because it makes people on Kiwi Farms think that I'm cool. They probably like find all such fucking crazy ass disgusting like shit that makes you go to prison for like a long time on your computer. Probably doing much worse things. Fucking losers, dude. But you know what? Like many, you know, the thing is if people start doxing you, that's like kind of a good sign that you like people think, you know, that people think that you're acting, you know, because they only do that to successful people. You know what I mean? Like you never see a successful person like going around doxing person. You see somebody who's jealous of somebody for being successful, and they're jealous. They're jealous of somebody who's willing to put themselves out there. And you know what is, these people, they want you to feel afraid to even put yourself out there. They're like, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't have been a streamer. You shouldn't have put yourself on YouTube. You shouldn't have, you know, I shouldn't have gotten out of bed this morning. I shouldn't have gone to work. I shouldn't have, like, gone to the grocery store because, you know, because I'm trans, it means that my life is in danger. Okay, like, you will not erase us. You will not give us a world where we cannot exist, okay? Like, we exist, and you need to catch the fuck up. Yeah, you know? Oh, thanks, SpaceX. Yeah, you know, I got allies. But anyway, I'm trying not to let it get to me. That's something that takes practice. I'm getting better at it. I used to go on like full like 3-hour rants because of people getting on my nerves on chat, you know? And I believe somebody's already doxed me. Like, so, like, you're not doing anything. But you know what have you considered going to college? Yeah, I've gone to college. I can't do it right now though. Not just because of COVID, and not just because of because COVID restrictions have really, my major is music, and a lot of the stuff in music is very personal, and you need to like work with people. But you know what's fucked up is that if somebody tries to hurt somebody by like doxing them, and then when you tell people about it, sometimes people are like, oh, well then why are you on the internet? Why are you? And it's like, you know, well, why did I get up out of bed in the morning? Why did I go to college? Why did I get a job? Like, why even exist? You know, it's like I can't live in fear. I have a life I want to live. I have to do things to do it. And sadly, trying to be a public figure of any kind, not just like an entertainer, but especially an entertainer, where you're attempting to be very public, people target you. And the thing is, this is kind of an inverse balance, where the people, where I'm not anonymous, but the people who are trying to dox me or whatever are. And so it's like this weird, Destiny and Sweet Anita talked about it at length. People have given like death threats, like Amaranth, like, it's really fucked up. But you know what? Like, the law is on my side. But at the same time, these people, bad people are out there. And I should never feel like I have to limit myself and hold myself back just because of people who are trying to hurt me. And I firmly believe in that. And obviously, yeah, like, you kind of play with fire, but at the same time, like, I can't live my life in fear. I can't live my life where I'm like holding myself back. Because I have a lot of things I want to accomplish. And I feel sorry for these people. I really do. I mean, how bad does are you okay? Like, I'm a random person you've never met on the internet. And you're like trying to like target me for whatever reason. Like, seriously, like, how bad does your life have to be to like target random strangers on the internet? Like, I'm doing just fine. I'm living my life. I'm making my life like significantly better than it was. I'm more happy and happy every day. And some random loser on the internet is like, kind of bugs me, but I'll get over it. I mean, it's one of those things, like, obviously, like, it's always the thing. Like, if you're on the internet, there's always people trying to prey on you. But in the end of the day, I can't just like hide away and live in fear. That's much worse. Like, I might be like safer physically, but am I really safe? When I'm denying myself happiness and denying myself the possibility to make a better life for myself. And so I just, I encourage you, people who are like that, people who are trying to dox me, I feel bad for you. Like, are you okay? Jesus fucking Christ, these Kiwi Farms people are really fucking like losers, dude. Like nobody cares about your like fucking like obsession with me. Like Jesus Christ, dude. I'm not listed under the white pages. So this person thinks that I'm like listed under the white pages. I even tried. Kiwi Farms has been after me for like 2 years now. It's like, I don't know why these people think they're relevant. Like it's like a freaking small ass group of like really like psychotic people. And they have like their one forum that they hang out on. And all they do is just say, oh, look at this person who is existing. You know? I guess it's not really hard to find out my address because, you know, people know I live in a trailer and I'm not like super, not like super, protective. You know, my information is out there, I know that, but I mean I can't find it with a Google search, and I'm doing it on my own computer. Like I can't even find my address on a Google search on my own computer. Yeah, and they're obsessed with Chris Chan. They're obsessed with anybody who's basically just living their life, and they think that it's wrong, and they think that it's something that is laughed at. But guess what? You know, to the Kiwi Farms people are laughing at you. Okay, yeah, like I do try to take care of my teeth. It's been my dental hygiene has been like a thing. But you know, I have a water flosser, and I keep my toothbrush and my toothpaste on my desk so I can remind myself to brush my teeth. Trying to get a dentist. But you know what? I don't need to defend myself. That's the thing. I guess I'm getting kind of stun-locked, huh? Oh well. It's natural. It happens. And you know what? It's a sign that like it's a sign that, you know, if people start hating you on the internet, it's kind of a good sign. But you know, the thing is, these people specifically, it's not just people who are streaming, not just people who are trying to be like entertainers. They do this to anybody. And at least I have, like, you know, people to back me up. Like I have you, Space Ducks, at the very least, and I have some other people. You know, there's people out there who are my allies, and that's what's important. These people target people, you know, like, so, like, you know, people might say, oh, then why are you streaming if you want to? It's like, no, like, I'm not going to give in to these people. These people are going to target you regardless of whether you're trying to be an entertainer or not. Whether you're on YouTube or Twitch or anything like that. Just for existing, these people go after you. So these people are, like, irrelevant. And they just want to circle jerk with each other. They really like jacking each other off. Like, seriously, like, they need to go jack each other off in real life. Maybe they'll, like, feel better. Well, don't feel like you have to do that, Space Ducks. But I appreciate it. I mostly just take care of my own stream, and honestly, it's a good distraction. It's a reminder of something that's like, oh shit, at least as much as I'm in a lot of stress in my life, at least I'm working on myself, and at least I'm going in the right direction. These people are so lost that they, like, I can't even help them. Like, no, I don't even know if anybody can help them. It's so sad. Like, it's just so sad that, like, you know, they feel like the only allyship they can have is with really hateful people on the internet. That those are the only people that they feel like they can, you know, interact with. All they want is acceptance. But they're not going to find it by being hateful. They're just going to find a whole bunch of angry people. Maybe you guys should go hang out and jack off together. But you know what, like, you know, this is tip of the iceberg. If you make any kind of notoriety online, it's just inevitable. But, you know, trying not to go on and on about it, but it is something that people have to deal with. But you know, it's like people, you know, I'm not gonna silence myself. I'm not going to back down from, you know, being who I am. I've never done that. People my whole life have told me that I should just shut up, that I should just, like, you know, stop talking, you know, because, you know, you're embarrassing yourself, or you're gonna get yourself killed, or shit like that. I don't know. These people, I should just not even be giving them any attention. But you know, it's you know, you can't avoid it. The fact that I'm, you know, you know, it's okay. You know, people say, oh, you know, don't react to it, and it's like, well, some things, you know, there's a reason why I feel like I need to react to it. And that's okay too. And I'm not upset. And in fact, I already have, like, doxed myself. So, like, you know, I don't know what these people are hoping to achieve. Like, I've literally already, like, given, like, you know, online, I've, like, not my address, but, like, I've, you know, what city I live in. But you know what? Somebody, you know, the cities exist. They're public places. Like, if, you know, like, if you go to San Francisco, like, you can't just hide that. Like, San Francisco is a public place. Like, they're trying to live in my head rent-free. I'm sorry, but, you know, the prices are going up. I can't live in your head anymore. I'm sorry. Because I care about you. I want you to get help. Like, seriously, like, what do we do about these people? I don't think there's anything we can do. We can just kind of, like, live our own lives, and hopefully one day they'll just kind of snap out of it and realize, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, you're like 57 years old and you're, like, going around the internet looking for people to, like, dox and harass. And meanwhile, you probably have, like, a whole wastebasket full of jizz rags that are gonna catch fire because, like, you know, of friction. Because of your oily fucking dick. And it's like, all you do is just sit around on the internet all day Instead of living your own life, you're going around and trying to harass and bring down other people who are just living their lives. You know, honestly, in the end of the day, I pity you. Like, I am living my best life. I'm at least attempting to, as much as anybody can in today's world. Doing the best I can. And you know, the worst I have to deal with thinking about you is just like text on a screen that might bother me. Okay, but other than that, like I really don't care about you. Like I wish you would get help. That's all. But I can't do anything. I don't care about you. You're like you're not a part of my life. And you guys have been after me for like 2 years. Like, when are you gonna like move on with your life? Like, honestly, like. But yeah, you know, these people are losing the battle. You know, they think they're trying to enact all, like Greg Abbott and shit like that, trying to enact these laws to like tear like loving families apart just from receiving like, you know, standard, you know, trans youth. There's standards of care for trans youth and stuff like that. And people sometimes they let their imagination run wild. And they don't understand that these kids are just trying to live their lives, and when you give like affirming care to trans people, our lives get better and we can move on. And we could just think about the normal things of life. Like, you know, what am I gonna have for breakfast? You know, what am I gonna do to, you know, do that thing in my life that I want? You know, that person I want to talk to, or that I'm attracted to, like whatever. Like, you know, think about the things that, like, you know, actually matter, so that we don't have to think constantly about, you know, the things that are just hurting us. What the fuck, this really depressing picture. I don't know. But you know, but when you know, especially trans youth, you know, the youth are like, you know, the most affected by anti-trans legislation, because a lot of the times kids don't feel like there's any hope if there's like, you know, if they're being attacked, and they're at the most risk for suicide. And like, I think the number I heard, you know, like was 1 in 2 trans youth who doesn't have affirming care who is treated with like harassment commits suicide. That's 50%. And trans kids who are in loving homes, who get the care that they need, whatever that might be, whether it's just socially transitioning or even, you know, hormone blockers, which are safe and reversible. It's the hormone treatments that are more permanent, and even those are reversible, but they're only given after, you know, under very, you know, it's a very delicate process, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. But you know, kids who have their gender affirmed, it goes back down to the normal suicide rate of like 6 or 7%. That's so much less than 50. Okay, like, do people like not understand how devastating being transgender and not being able to do anything about it? It's so devastating. It makes you feel like there's no hope in your life and that you can't possibly be happy. And 50% of people end up killing themselves if they have nothing but hateful people in their life. Nobody who cares. Just told that they should just, like, you know, deal with it, or, you know, that they should just pray to God or whatever. You know, I don't want to know their version of God, whatever the fuck that is. Some fucking dark fucking pedophile shit, you know. It's really fucking disgusting. Like the shit that they do, and they do it all in the name of trying to protect children. It's so fucking disgusting. Like, seriously, it's like, just leave kids alone. Like, why are you so involved with your kids' genitals? Like, and it's like every time you talk about, like, you just assume that, like, that if somebody sees a boy in a girl's dress, or even if it is just a boy in a girl's dress, like not a trans girl, like, you just assume that it's sexual. Like, that's kind of disgusting, that you think that the first thing you think about is sex when it comes to children. Like, that's kind of weird. It's pretty fucking disgusting. Like, honestly, these people, these anti-trans people, I don't know, this is just fucking disgusting. Like, just, we're over here, like, all of us trans people, we're just, like, living our lives, like, and people are starting to realize that. People are like, wait a minute, like, the trans people are, like, just people, like it's these fucking weirdos who go around, like, trying to, like, control people's bodies, you know? Like, you guys are pretty sad. Anyway. Stop giving you a platform. You do my best to just, like, you know, ban and ignore. It's I don't know, there's a time and a place. Like, sometimes I think it's good to talk about stuff. Sometimes it's just kind of not really, it's doing more harm than good. I don't know, I don't think it can ever really do harm. In the end of the day, I am not responsible for what other people do. And if somebody's gonna hurt me, that's their problem. I shouldn't be, like, blaming myself for someone trying to dox me or whatever. They're gonna do it regardless. If I wasn't trying to be an entertainer, if I wasn't trying to be a writer or a YouTuber or a, you know, whatever I want to do, you know, because I'm not just doing one thing. Like, if it weren't, you know, even if I didn't have an OnlyFans, you know, regardless, like, these people, like, find people. My therapist reminded me of that, like, you know, in fact, the majority of people aren't famous. Like, it's people think about, like, you know, these stalkers and shit. They think it's only about famous people. It's not. Like, it's just these people are so super parasocial. And yeah, obviously, you know, I have a lot to learn. And, you know, if I want to have any kind of success anywhere in life, you're gonna have to deal with negative people and stalkers. And you know what? To me, it's a sign of success. Like, honestly, it means, like, oh shit, I should feel better about myself, because it's just it's envy. And not the good kind of envy, like the org, with like the Botez sisters and Justin Minks and Code Nico and all of them. like it's you know, like the bad kind of envy. Like people see somebody who's confident and who's willing to put themselves out there, and they wish that, you know, they can't do that in their own life. And you know, I don't know. It's like people just like assume like what your intentions are. People are like, oh, you know, she's trying to like be a streamer. And it's like, no, you don't try to be a streamer. You either are or you aren't. You know, I don't get to control that. I can control like what I do. Like I can start a stream, but that doesn't make me a streamer. Like streamers are streamers. You know, they make money. Like those are streamers, okay? I'm not a streamer, I'm just somebody who's streaming. But you know, at least I'm doing something with my life. You know, and it's not just one thing, you know? In fact, that, you know, I'm taking a huge break from OnlyFans. I don't know, I'm just generally taking a break from money in general, because I'm kind of stuck, you know, like I can't really try to make money right now because my life's not really where it needs to be, and sadly the way SSI and all that works is it kind of keeps you stuck in poverty, and I don't know, we're gonna get out of it, me and my case manager, you know, we're gonna find housing, get myself independent, because it's not really so much, you know, I don't hate my dad. I do struggle sometimes living with him because he has like a completely like reverse lifestyle from me. Like it's completely opposite life. Like he just like wants to just sit around and just live in filth. I don't want that. I want to live in my own life, independent. And I do think it's important to be independent, especially as an adult. You know, most people are able to be independent, you know, at some point. Yeah, you know, the thing is when you start to live independently, like it does a lot, and you know, I'm already feeling it. Like, you know, the fact that I've been doing so much stuff advocating for myself. And you know, I'm you know, it's a transition of its own. You know, going from being dependent on like a family member or a friend, it's really kind of like, it makes it, people might, I mean, there might be people out there who like you know, mooching off of people and leeching. I hate it. I want to live my own life. I want to make my own money. I want to like be a independent woman, okay? Like, and you know, it starts with little teeny steps, and I've been doing that. And I think it's important. You know, it's more than just a house. It's the sense that I am creating my own environment. I am creating my own lifestyle. And like I'll just keep getting better and better. And I guess there's people out there who just don't, you know, they want to see people fail, and that's pretty disgusting. Like I literally just don't even care about you. These people that like want to see me fail, like you're spending like months of your, like 2 years of your time like obsessed with me. For what? Like, what do you get out of it? Like, how is that affect? Like, you say my life is in shambles. At least I'm trying to do something about my life. I'm not worrying about some random person on the internet. Anyway, I'm like stun locked on this. Well, you know, somebody doxes your freaking address. It's kind of scary. but you know, I'm not gonna like I mean, like, people have look, in the end of the day, this stuff happens. It just comes with the territory, and if, you know, if my goal is to be a public person, an entertainer, you know, a famous person, you know, quote unquote, whatever that means, it's gonna happen. But you know what, like, the law is on my side. Yeah, I mean, it's a genuine, you know, concern. But in the end of the day, there's, you know, if I wasn't streaming, they'd still do that. These people have some kind of like agenda. Like, and you know what's ironic is these people are always talking about the trans agenda, and it's like, what, the agenda of just living our lives? It's like, come on. Seems like a you problem. I don't know. I'm still in my PJs, and that's okay. It's Saturday. It's Saturday! We're not doing much. We're just hanging out, doing like silly stuff. You know, it's part of the writing process, quote unquote, you know. Oh, you mean I'm just being lazy? Okay, got it. Yeah, you know what? The thing is, there's been many times that I felt like, you know, why am I, you know, obviously they call that like the time sunk fallacy or whatever. They say like, oh, you know, I've gone too far to back out now. It's not about that. It's that I'm trying to achieve something in my life that require, and you know, I've always been a very public person, and so, you know, I've always wanted to, like, you know, be an entertainer, not just like, you know, either a musician or an actress or something like that, and putting myself out there. Now obviously I have a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of things I'm doing, working on my short stories, working on my novel. That's a huge step for me, and I need to do that, especially the short stories. I think that more than the novel, the short stories, it's a really good thing that I need to do, because not only does it make it help me become a better writer, but I'm gonna be posting them to a blog, and a blog will help me get discovered more. Like, I can post up, you know, like blog on like Twitter and stuff, and people look for those, people retweet those, and it's something that can be discovered, like, you know, if it, like, there's things that can happen, so that when I get to the point where I am ready to sell my novel, if I do end up not traditionally publishing it, if I do end up self-publishing, you know, okay, so if you have a big enough audience, I don't think you really need to traditionally publish, because you already have an like, if I had like 1 million followers on Twitter, I could just like get my book, you know, obviously professionally edited and stuff like that. You know, I would want an objective opinion on it. Like, I wouldn't just like type it up and then post it. I have, like, you know, standards for myself. I would want to put up quality work, as high quality as I could, at least. And, you know, obviously, you know, you try to do the best you can, and then eventually you just have to publish it, somehow. But you know, if I had 1 million followers and I just like posted up my book self-published, that would work. But right now that wouldn't work, because I don't have as many followers. So I don't know. We will rise above the hate, and those people get quieter and quieter the more allies I have. And it's just a reality. So it's a reality of putting yourself out there in the public and trying to be quote unquote famous, you know? You're gonna get haters. But hopefully, you know, I can't change them, but hopefully I can kind of remind them, and hopefully they'll get help. You know, I encourage you to go seek out a therapist. You know, if you're spending an inordinate amount of time targeting people on the internet, like I highly encourage you to go see a therapist. There's something going on, and you need help. I hope that you get that help. But you can fuck off. In the meantime, God. Yeah, either way, stuff is gonna work out. In any case, at least writing is something that I want to do, regardless of the results that I get from it. I want to finish this novel, and I've been writing scenes now off stream, and short story stuff. That's like kind of like it's like my stream is not really like, I don't have any like hard rules for myself. Like, I just kind of like have an activity that I can do. Like I have this activity of writing short stories, or at least, you know, the fact that I'm even thinking about it. And you know, part of writing is understanding and communicating ideas. And so just being here and talking on stream is actually kind of part of the writing process. Rent-free 1 hour plus of entertainment. Bend over. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually housing prices will go up, and I'll have to move out of your head. At least I hope. I hope that these people get the help they need, so that it won't be rent free anymore. Even though I would obviously, you know, have to find a place to live. If I couldn't live in their head rent free, I don't know what I would do. But you know, at least they would be getting the help they need and live their own lives and be happy. And maybe we'll see them on YouTube someday, living their best life. I hope nothing but the best for them. But as long as you're like being a fucking piece of shit, you know, you can fuck off. But you know, hopefully these people get the help they need, whatever that looks like. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like kind of shooting this shit right now. We're kind of just hanging out with. Yeah, I miss this. I miss. You know, it's a reminder. You know, it's like people care enough about you to like, you know, live. You know, to like stalk me on the internet. Like, come on, like that's what it's all about. Chess stream? No, we don't really we're not working on chess for a while. My brain is dead. I am just so exhausted from all the chess. I'm not really focusing on gaming anymore. I'm trying to focus more on my own life and my writing. That's kind of we're in the personal arc of my stream. Okay, like. And also, like, my stream is not a huge priority for me. Like, I do stream, and I have been showing up to stream because I think it's interesting. Like, I'm trying a new thing out where I'm like trying to work on short stories. Yeah. I hate it when liquid splashes. Some of it got on my microphone. Clean up on aisle 6. We gotta get the jizz rags. Oh. But no, it's a part of my process, you know. You know, just having a public space that I've created. Even if it's like, you know, not many people show up, or if people do show up, they like harass me. But, you know, that's just part of the territory. I don't know, you know what, people look up to people who stand up against haters? You know, you're only helping me. Like, because then people see like, holy shit, Rebecca's like handling it. Like, fuck, she's strong as fuck. Nothing but respect for her. And they look at you and they see a fucking loser. Not you, bend over. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Anything could be possible. And you know, I'm not gonna assume bad things about people. It's just like I kind of give people the benefit of the doubt to an extent until proven otherwise. I don't know. I'm enjoying my Saturday, just hanging out, creating a space, and you know, I'm not in anybody's time. Like I don't have anyone's schedule but my own, and if I just want to, you know, I don't have to pressure myself to get any specific amount of words written or anything like that. Like, if I want to work on my story, I will, and I will, but I do it in my own time. And if I want to, like, you know, talk about internet trolls, internet stalkers, then I will. It's fine. Probably like the least famous person who has internet stalkers. Welcome to being transgender. It's like being famous without the famous part. That's what being trans is in 2022. It's being famous without the good parts. So I'm perfectly cut out for being famous. Like, I'm already used to it. I'm used to the bad parts of it. Obviously, it's only going to get worse, but you know, hopefully I get some, you know, support. And I will, you know. You know, I have God with me. And not some kind of like version of God that people have. It's an actual like spiritual thing. That's like not written down in any book or anything. It's something special, and it's hopefully something that I hope that these people find one day, where they figure it out. Where, you know, we should just like lift each other up and love each other and not try to guess and live other people's lives. We should live our own lives and just support people and understand that there's things that we don't understand. Like I don't know what it's like to be a paraplegic. I don't know what it's like to be a black person. But you know what I can do is I can be supportive of people and try to keep an open mind and try to understand what they go through and try to like respect. But people don't understand what being transgender is unless you're actually going through it, and you won't. And that's just the case, you know. But you know, at least you can try to say like, okay, well, at least people are living better lives once they start getting gender affirming care, you know. And the only thing you can do is support us. And just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's wrong. And that's kind of what's going on right now with like, you know, like there's states like with the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida, and like the stuff going on with Greg Abbott in Texas. There's all sorts of shit going on. Ignorant people who just don't even know the facts. They're like factually wrong. Like they're categorically wrong. Like they say things that are just not true in like legal documents. Like this whole the way the thing that Greg Abbott, like the bill or whatever. You don't teach people how to be gay, they just are. Like that's not how it works, bend over. Do you teach people how to be straight? Like do you teach 10-year-old kids how to be straight? Like do you like go into your kid's bedroom and show them how to watch porn? Like it just happens. Like, it's not something that you teach them. It's something that you kind of like, you might be able to help them, like, be safe, you know, and how to not get, you know, how to like understand what's going on. But you can't like teach them how to be something if they're not. Like, you don't teach people how to be straight or gay. Like, that's not how it works. That's not happening. You just teach them, like, you know, some people are straight, some people are gay, some people are both. Some people don't have a preference. Some people, you know, like, some people are like asexual, like they don't have a, that's what I mean. Like, you know, there's all sorts of different people out there, and, you know, you are who you are. And, you know, there's certain things in the world that are like, if you're hurting somebody, that's not something that you should do. But if you're just living your life and you happen to be attracted to something, and you know, as long as you're being safe, like I don't know why people think that people are teaching people how to be gay or trans. Like, that's not happening. Like, that's just, like, I don't know where these people get this idea. Like we're like, pretty much the only thing that's going on is we're like, okay, well, this thing exists. But you know what also happens? And you know what's funny is these people usually are part of like a church or something. And they teach like 5-year-olds that if they like masturbate, that they're going to hell. like, come on. Like, like who's the one being like inappropriate with children here? Like, let's be honest. Like, there's like people teaching like religion to children, and yet they turn around and say, oh, you're saying like that gay people exist. That's wrong. But then they say like, oh, if you do, there's heaven and hell, and if you're a bad person, you go to hell and you burn for eternal hellfire. Like, what the fuck? They're not teaching. Okay, you just... Yeah, don't propagate misinformation, buddy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't propagate misinformation. What is going on? Oh. What do you believe and why? I mean, that's a freaking really that's a really kind of open-ended question. Graham cracker. Obviously it's a troll. It's like, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I have no qualms with banning people. It's honestly, if someone's giving me a bad vibe, they're gone. Like, I don't care. Like, they can like say it's unfair or not, but hey, like, it's my stream. I want my vibes, you know. If you want to go like argue like about shit that people have already like, people already know what's right and wrong. Like, the only people who haven't gotten the hint are the people who are like going around like saying like, oh, you know, these pedophiles are teaching kids that it's okay to be gay. And it's like, okay, like, fuck you, man. Like, yeah, it's okay to be gay. It's also okay. I mean, do you go around and say like, oh, these people are going around and teaching people that it's okay to be straight? Like nobody questions it when you have like, you know, straight people, or, you know, straight, like, you know, hetero marriages. You know what's funny is, you know, it's kind of funny, and it's the kind of the way that words work. Language is weird, but it's considered normal to say like hetero, but we don't say homo. Like, you know, it's generally considered a very rude thing to say. So it's kind of funny how language works, you know? What God do I believe in? One that I can't understand. One that nobody can understand. And anybody who claims to understand should probably be like, you should probably be skeptical of anybody who claims that they know exactly what God is. Like that to me is what I believe in, and that there's something out there that we don't understand, and whether or not we will understand it eventually is something that may or may not happen. But I do think that there is something out there, and it's you know, because sometimes there's things that happen that might seem random to some people, but you know, a lot of the things in our lives sometimes don't really feel so random. And you know, maybe there's something out there that's, you know, maybe, I don't know. The thing about science is that, you know, there's no evidence, at least in this life that we live, that there's something out there that's guiding us. But that doesn't mean it's not true. So, you know, I think it's wrong to say, oh, there definitely is a God, and I think it's also wrong to say there definitely isn't a God. I think if you're a true like believer of science, it means that you observe things and make observations, and then you make hypotheses, and then you do the best you can to test that hypothesis. You know, to make a theory. And right now we don't have any data. We have anecdotal, you know, stories that people tell, but that's not actual data. We'll probably never have data about, because as long as we exist in this form, you know, this life that we live, maybe eventually we might find evidence of some kind of like God particle or whatever. Who knows? You can't prove a negative. You can't say, oh, there isn't a God. Like, you can say, if we have evidence that said there is, and we're like undeniably, then that's one thing. We can do that. But we don't have that evidence. We have evidence that the universe exists, but we don't understand everything about the universe. And for some reason, there's so many people that think the opposite about, like, scientific people. They think that we're, like, treating it like it's a religion. Like, no, like, science is about observing and making observations and forming hypotheses about those observations, and those hypotheses are never going to be 100% true, but we can get pretty close in some of the time. Like, we know that we need water or we're going to dehydrate and die. And before that happens, we're going to become delirious and probably hallucinate and stuff like that. Like, there's all these things that we've observed in people to be random. Like, it's too much to be random. Like, if you deny people water, they will die. Like, this is, like, obviously, maybe that's not the case. Maybe they die because somebody decides they should die, and that it just happens to correspond to somebody not drinking water. Who knows? Maybe that's possible. But most likely, it's because you deprive somebody of water. Like, but, like, it might just be like, okay, somebody's deprived of water, and somebody's sitting there on a computer saying, like, holding their button on the delete key, waiting for them to not drink water. But if that person doesn't press the delete key, you actually won't happen, and there's probably like a 1 in like 3 Google chance that somebody doesn't press the delete key, and then maybe that might be evidence that there's a God. But are you going to test that? That would be pretty cruel to kill 3 Google amount of people, which is a Google is a 1 with a what is it, a 1 with 100 zeros after it, like what? Or a Googleplex. If you have 3 1 out of every Googleplex people might not die from being deprived of water for X amount of time. Like, because, you know, if you could prove that, then maybe that's evidence that there's a God holding their button on a delete key. And even then, it's not going to be a God that you understand. It's going to be some evidence of something holding the reins. Like, for most likely, we just kind of exist, and like there's just kind of like just laws of nature that kind of just came about like through random chance. Like, most likely that's the most likely case. A googol is 10 to the 100th power, which is a 1 followed by 100 zeros. A googol is larger than the number of elementary particles in the universe, which amount to only 10 to the 80th power. And a googolplex is the one with a googol amount. Equivalent to 10 raised to the power of a googol. So if you have 1 in every googolplex amount of people, like if that was our hypothesis, if it, a hypothesis is just something like a claim. If our hypothesis was that in order to find the evidence of God, we have to test whether, and your hypothesis is that God is somebody who controls your life whether you live or die, and that's a very specific definition that may not even be a definition of what God is. But if you say there's some being out there that actually is at the reins of your life, and that the only reason you die is because it decides that you die, and but most of the time that corresponds to an action. You could say that we don't actually die because we're dehydrated, deprived of water, food and water. You could claim that you only die because it just so happened that someone decided you should die at the same time. But there's 1 in a googolplex chance that being doesn't decide that you die at that time. Through quantum uncertainty. It might be possible that something that kills you doesn't kill you in 1 in every googolplex amount of cases. But how are you going to test that? It would be extremely unethical. That you'd just be insane. You'd be a criminal. Regardless of what you believe, it would have a very real effect, and our society would deem it a crime because it's just something that's just cruel. You don't just deprive people of food and water and until they die just to try to prove whether or not there's something that decides whether they die or not. That's cruel. That's murder. But if that would be a test case. If you wanted to test whether or not there was something out there that decided whether you lived or died, you would have to starve and dehydrate people to death a googol amount of times, and that's only if you think that it's 1 in every googolplex. Oh no, a googolplex amount of times, and that's only if you think that it's 1 in a googolplex. So if you want to make sure, you would have to do it a googolplex amount of googolplexes. It would have to be 1 with a googolplex amount of zeros. I don't even know what that number is. It's not something that we can really test. We could theoretically test it, I guess. A googolplexianth? Graham's number. To get your googolplexianth, you have taken a number and you have raised 10 to the power of it 4 times over. What? But what's 10 to the googolplex? 10 to the power of googolplex. Okay, so a googol is officially known as a 10 duotrigintillion, or 10,000 sextillion. But what about Is googolplex higher than infinity? So googolplex is the highest number named with a single word. Nothing is larger than infinity, of course. How big is Graham's number? It's bigger number of atoms in the observable universe, which is thought to be between 10 to the 78th and 10 to the 82th. So a googolplex is bigger than Graham's number. So right now, the biggest denomination of number is googolplex. So we don't have a 10 to the googolplex amount. What do we call that? A milligoogolplex? I don't know. 7777777.
Hello, I'm one of the voices you can use. This is a demo. 10 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 This is a demo.
$777 centillion 777 novemnonagintillion 777 octononagintillion 777 septennonagintillion
7
Doesn't Jerry Ryan kind of look like Kitty Cinderella? Like, don't they kind of look similar? Doesn't Cutie Cinderella kind of look like Jerry Ryan? It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, I tell you. She definitely has like a similar look. Does Chad ever break out on this channel, or is it all about the number 7? Yeah, you know, we're all about the number 7 here. We love 7. Oh yeah, that episode. Ah! You watched 70th Street where you was young, but maybe I need a letter. So this stream brought to you by the number 7 and the letter B for bitch. Because we got some bitches in the chat thinking they're like clever and trolling and shit. Yeah, I don't know. We're having a fun day. It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday. Okay, we're just like being chill here. Procrastinating from actually doing writing, but it's okay because I don't have a time limit. We're just kind of like just hanging out, just being bored. It's okay to be bored. And you know what? Creativity comes from boredom. So, you know, we gotta be bored. I'm not making excuses, I swear. I'm not making excuses. Saturday fun in the Rebecca Lauren web zone. I come in peace, you go in pieces. Oh, how's the volume? Is the volume on the stream okay? Is the music too loud, too quiet? By the way, I need to go to the bathroom, okay? Yeah, something. Uh-oh. Let me try reconnecting it. Are you well, and how is the weather there? Now I actually have to have a conversation? Uh-oh. Something's not working right with my tablet. Now it's not even... Oh. Let's try restarting the service. There, I think it might be. There we go, it's working again. Something happened. I don't know what it was. I was just being silly. Sorry about that, Nordic Prince. I'm not being serious about the attitude. It's how people are. Just memeing. Some firewood. I do want to chat. I'm just like preoccupied. The little button on my tablet pen acting up. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to. I don't know. I'm just kind of like trying to figure out what I'm doing today. I do want to get to some writing eventually, but we have the whole day ahead of us. Okay, so I'm not in any hurry. I'm really just kind of chilling here, chilling like a villain, and just trying to figure out get in the element, you know, getting in the zone. It's 11:14. It's 2:15 here. I started it like probably like 2 hours ago. We just been kind of chilling. Yeah, like getting a replacement pen is basically like the same as getting a replacement tablet. Jeez. Like some of these pens are like $80. I think those are actual pens. Like, I guess Wacom has like an actual pen? That's crazy. No, it's just a professional pen. Yeah, sometimes like the pen themselves is like... like $100 for a Pro Pen 2? What the fuck? It costs more than the Intuos. I spent $50 on this Intuos. Jesus Christ, dude. It's expensive. Yeah, $100 for like a pen. Like I paid less for the actual tablet. It's like $28 for like a replacement one of these. And it's like at that point, like I could just get a second tablet and then have a backup tablet in addition to a backup pen. Like what the fuck? I guess an art pen is higher quality or something. I don't know what's going on. It's like for artists. I'm not really an artist. I'm just kind of a scribbler and like I write. Like that's... I'm sure it's fine. It's just sometimes the buttons get stuck. It should be fine. I also have I used to have a bamboo or a one. Or whatever. I don't know if it's called the bamboo. It's called the bamboo. I had one of those, and I don't know what happened to it. I may have thrown it all out, but I don't know if I kept the pen or not. I don't know if the pen works for the Intuos. Either way, I shouldn't really worry about it. I don't want to spend a ton of money, but now I do have money, so yeah, it's good. Caithness is a high north as north is, I remember. You're from Caithness? Is that how you pronounce it? Am I just being really bad about pronouncing it? Glasgow? Yeah, some of these pens are like $80. Like, what the fuck is going on? What even is this? For $14, I don't know if that's just the nibs. What? Yeah, I think that's like... Either way, this is working fine. It's just, I don't know. Technology can be kind of messed up sometimes. Either way, I don't think I have to replace this tablet anytime soon. I'm not an artist. I'm not, at least not a professional one. I don't need like a $500 or $1,000 drawing tablet. You know, I don't earn a living by doing art. I'm not an artist. I'm very bad at it. I've always wanted to actually be able to draw. You know, bamboo is pretty, you know, I like, you know, I don't use cane reeds anymore for like clarinet and saxophone, but it's made of bamboo basically. It's called cane, but it's bamboo cane, and it's like specially treated. Like it's this like they kind of like but I use synthetic reeds. Like it's a whole process. But honestly, like the thing about reeds is it's a lot of freaking work. And you have to constantly be doing it because the reeds don't last forever. And you rotate them a lot. You have to do a whole bunch of stuff. You have to like make sure they're in like a hydrate pack for like 2 weeks or something like that. And then you have to like make sure that they're the right texture. You have to get sandpaper. You have to constantly be working on them, and that takes away from playing music. And especially if you play multiple woodwind instruments, which most woodwind people are doublers. So instruments like flute don't require reeds, so that's kind of nice. But I just got used to using Ligier synthetic reeds because they last like a year or longer before you have to replace them unless you break them. They're very consistent. You can buy a new one and you can pretty much bet that it's going to be like good quality. And the only people who complain about them are unwilling to adapt. And obviously, if you have a really great sound with cane reeds and you don't mind, then that's fine. But it's just like, I don't want to spend my whole life doing reed maintenance when I want to actually play music. And so I just get a Ligier reed, and I'm not like sponsored or, obviously I'm not sponsored by anyone because I only have 5 viewers right now. But there's certain things that I recommend people get. And those are like, if you're a clarinetist or a saxophonist or any woodwind player who uses reeds, like just get synthetic reeds, just get Ligier. Like Ligier, extremely high quality, extremely consistent, plays right out of the box. You don't need to spend 2 weeks getting it ready. I play a mean flute. Well, thank you, Space Ducks. You're a technology dinosaur. I am very bad at art. Like here's me drawing an eyeball. Like it's like an anime style eye, like, not even. This is really weird, messed up proportions. rudimentary figure drawing, I guess. I'm sometimes not so great at differentiating between male and female body forms. It's ergonomically and proportionally correct. Did you do art at school? No, not really. I took like a part of a semester of like art, but most of the art stuff I've done has been like just stuff on YouTube and stuff. Ugh. Too square. That make sure you know it's a man. And then I guess this would be a female body. A little too skinny. Wider hips, I guess. Yeah, getting like just the same with music, you know? Like, in the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is the skill. Like, if you have a music degree, it doesn't really matter if you suck, you know? You know, if you don't like understand how it all works, you know? Getting like the collarbone proportions, like, kind of weird. And the neck. I don't know what that hair is, but got quite a widow's peak. That guy's got quite a widow's peak. Naked guy. That's how abs look. Sell for $500,000 if it was an NFT. Yeah, at the end of the day, people don't really care about quality. They just care about, like, the name it's attached to. It's kind of true. You were educated as a classic drawer at the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Denmark. That's crazy. Yeah, at the end of the day, it all matters on like what you focus on and how much you get yourself, you advocate for yourself. I feel like that's the way reality works. Just like, you know, going to, you know, college for music or for like drawing or for writing, like that doesn't make you a successful author. You know, being a musician who gets work, being an artist who gets work, or being a writer who sells books, like that's what makes you, however you get there, it doesn't really matter as long as you get there. And so obviously, you know, I'm trying my best to just kind of you know, work on things. They're not jacking off, okay? Just to be clear. It's a weird shape. Maybe a hand in the pocket. That way you don't have to draw their hand. Time is on my side. Yeah, I can finish my books. I can finish my short stories. I can publish them on a blog. I mean, I guess you could say early on, I am 34, but, you know, I'm still pretty young. But, you know, I would like to, like, you know, publish my short stories on a blog and finish my novel and sell it. Like, in the RAF? What is that? The Royal Air Force. All professional art scenes are full of bad tricks. Yeah, well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, you know? And sometimes you gotta play dirty. Honestly, in the end of the day, I think we should detach ourselves from, you know, we create work, like we create art, but in the end of the day, that art is separate from us. So no matter what we do, whether we do it for personal reasons or for a job or for whatever, like that is not attached to our sense of self-worth. You know, that is not attached to our identity. The only thing that defines us are us, you know? So if you create artwork, but you're doing it for a profit, how is that any different than creating art for yourself, for a creative purpose? Somebody might argue that, like, oh, it's not good quality because it's just commercial or whatever. And it's like, well, you still made it. Like, you made that art, even though it was for somebody else's, like, somebody else, like, you know, gave you the, you know, they gave you the incentive and they gave you, like, the guidelines or whatever. But, you know, and maybe you would have had more control if you did it yourself, but you still created it within, like, the limitations set out for you. In the end of the day, it's still your artwork. And there's also, it's not the only artwork you've done. You could do stuff for yourself and you can do stuff for money, but in the end of the day, it's all good. And people, and you know, if you detach yourself from what people think about you, then it shouldn't matter. Like, people on like Reddit might complain about, oh, you're a sellout because you did such and such. Like, who cares about them? They're on Reddit. Crawling around in muddy ditches. I mean, if you like, I mean, you know, if you think it's a waste of time, that's one thing. But honestly, it was a part of your life, and it happens. You know. Restream bot. Restream bot is just restreaming, is just relaying what other people from like YouTube and Twitch and stuff say. So Restream bot is not an actual person, it's just a bot. But it's actual people, like Just In Case and like other people that, okay, what am I doing? Okay, let me start a new day here. Oops. Okay, I should probably write something soon. But it's Saturday. I want to play Pokemon. Tough. Can't play Pokemon until I wrote my novel. You know, it's like when you tell your kids, you know, when you tell your kids that they can't play Pokemon until they finished writing a novel. Yeah, you know what really sucks is that you can't really like mention somebody across servers. Like, I mean, it's good enough that like we can see each other's messages. Like, I can see all your messages, whether you're on D Live or YouTube or Twitch, or whatever. But it would be kind of cool if people could also. I guess it's a little bit too much to ask to also be able to mention someone across servers. Like, if you could mention just in live, I mean, just in case. Like with an @ symbol, that would be way too much to expect, I think. Like, it's already crazy, and it's already kind of awesome enough that, you know, we can just see each other's messages, you know, using Restream. I can stream across multiple platforms, and anybody can just watch on their favorite platform instead of limiting people to just one. D Live like keeps all my VODs, and so does YouTube, but Twitch deletes them eventually. But it's good knowing I have backups. Oh, and Twitter keeps them too, because I'm also streaming on Twitter. No, Twitter is a little different. I don't know if nobody's actually like commenting or anything on my nobody's replying to my Twitch stream. Like, I don't see it. Well, I don't look at it, but I really don't pay attention a lot. You know, there's enough people to pay attention to, and at the end of the day, I just kind of do my own thing. I feel like that's the best way to stream anyway. It's like, obviously I do enjoy hearing from chat, and sometimes I do interact, but at the end of the day, like, it's my content, and it's my stream, not, you know, so... Yeah, somebody retweeted my live by Sci-Fi Room. Content, and it's my stream. You'll chat to a bot? Well, it's not really a bot, it's just relaying what people say. So like, it's kind of a thing. It's pretty cool. Like so if you say something on D Live, ReStreamBot will also say the same thing that you say on Twitch and on YouTube. And I don't know, I think it's read only on Facebook, and it doesn't do anything for Twitter. And I disconnected it from Discord, or it says, oh, connection expired. I really don't think it needs to be connected to Discord, really. The main channels are YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter, and D Live. And I got a few viewers on D Live. It's kind of makes me smile seeing you guys. Like you're the D Livers. You're like a special club. In the end of the day, I am not a famous person. Very, 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 very micro streamer. Okay, like I'm trying to live my own life, and you know, my stream will evolve with my life, and not the other way around. Maybe eventually the stream will actually be an important part of my life. I mean, it is. I mean, I meant like as far as like, I use the stream as a way to filter and like achieve certain goals. But I don't live to stream, I stream to live, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not here just for the sake of streaming. I'm here because I'm going through a lot of stuff in my life, and I'm kind of using the stream as a tool to try to get through it. And like, honestly, like for this writing project, you know? Let me try to write something.
don't understand what's going on here.
Felt like a boonga butterfly. Felt like a boonga. It's so easy. Felt like a boonga. Felt like I felt like a
Okay, got a bit of a scene there. Really kind of all over the place in the moment with this story. I'm still trying to figure this one out. Like my short story, I'm not so good at I'm not so good at like figuring out stories, but then again it still is kind of early in this particular story. Life seems to be going at 100 miles per hour. Yeah, I've been working on handwriting for my drafting recently. Tai Chi? Getting a crack in Scotland. Yeah, you gotta crack open the ice, you know, icebreakers. Yeah, you can definitely like. I think more people have, you know. I think there's more in common with each other than we think. Like even people that we think we would never have something in common with. It's kind of interesting. Other people are pretty cool. Like honestly, even the. I mean, obviously some people are very kind of annoying, but you know, other than like, you know, even, you know, it's like the fact that we can there's so many different people out there, and like it's just kind of cool to get outside of ourselves. Yeah, I'm trying my hardest just to be happy, and part of it is trying to figure out where I fit in the professional world. Most of the time, the past couple of years, I've been focusing on my personal life, like my health, my gender expansive care, and for the most part, it's going really well. There's some kind of there's delays, but those are part of it. There's nothing I can really do about it. It does cost nothing to be pleasant to people, although sometimes there's people I don't want to be pleasant to, but you know, there's ways to deal with that. Either ignore them or even make a joke out of it. I don't know, especially on stream. Like, you can do stuff like I try not to let people bring me down, because honestly, there's nobody beside, you know, I'm usually the one who's in control. Like, I get to decide whether or not I react positively or negatively to something. Yeah, so it's obviously this is still early in the draft, but I'm trying to figure out like exactly how the story goes. Like, I know that it's like basically, I'm going to explain it a bit. So for now, it's under the working title of research grant. So basically, you have the main I guess tagline is researchers, neuroscientists Christy and Paul accelerate their study on memory mapping to images, sounds, text, etc., and end up overwhelming their brains, their minds, and gain telepathic abilities. Like, that's kind of like the premise. You know, as a subplot kind of thing, or maybe a main plot. Who knows? I don't really know exactly. Christy and her sister Diana struggle to take care of their dad, of their elderly dad. So yeah, and there's also yeah, and that's basically it. It floats a lot better if you write it as if you tell it to a friend. Yeah, I'm also trying not to overdo it. I get kind of it takes me a long time to work through things, and I kind of also, I think I had too much coffee. They love to study and carry out delicate science research together. You're so funny, Space Dugs. I didn't come here to bring misery. I don't do that. That sounds like a line from a movie or something. Like, I don't come here to bring misery. Like, that's like you say it as if you do come to bring misery. I don't come here to bring misery. I'm Batman. Yeah, I'm trying to focus on this story. Eventually it'll flesh out like a fleshlight. But it'll work out. It takes time. And I kind of just like the worst thing I could do is refuse to work on it. So I'm at least thinking about it. I'm at least trying to like think about like how the structure of it. And I'm also just kind of improvising. So especially when it's a first draft, I'll kind of improvise the outline. I mean, I'll improvise the draft and then create an outline. I've kind of developed a hybrid now where I outline in addition to improvising. People call it pantsing. I hate that term. It's like you're pulling someone's pants down. Like that, they say, oh, fly by the seat of your pants. I hate that term. Like just call it improvising. Or gardening. People say gardening or architect, you know, gardener or architect. But I like, or you can say rewriter and outliner. I think the term rewriter works better because it's like you're writing it and you're like improvising it. I think improviser works really well because you improvise as you go. Well, thank you so much, Nordic Prince. I do have a lot of courage, I guess. A friend of mine said I'm really brave for going through these surgeries and stuff, and I'm like, I guess I am brave. It doesn't really... I mean, I appreciate like what that person was saying. But you know, like, in the end of the day, I only have my own life, and I have to pay attention to things and not get caught up on like what other people think. But you know, in that case, it's a positive thing when that friend said that. You know, she was trying to encourage me and be supportive, and it's way better than the opposite, than the alternative of somebody being like an asshole. Usually the first draft of the actual text, I'll improvise it, and I'm writing it with the goal of creating a solid outline. So it's like it's not really going to end up, it's not really going to look the way it's going to look like later on. It's kind of going to look like it's kind of going to look like an outline. Like I'm writing it in order to create the outline so that I can have something better to work with. And then what I'm learning with my novel is that now that I've finished the first draft, like over the past like couple, like I basically wrote the first draft from like 2014 to around 2017 or so, a little bit in 2018 and 2019, but most of it was written in 2014, 2015, and 2016, and some in 2017. Very little amount in 2018, 2019. But I wrote the draft, and I came up with a bunch of stuff for the characters, but the actual story just meandered a lot. I had the ending written, but like there was a lot of stuff that was filler, and a lot of it was just garbage. So I threw it all out. Not really, but like... I boiled it down to the most important plot points, and I'm recreating this story with the characters more developed. And I'm basically I'm doing the same process but with more clarity. And so every time I rewrite a draft for a scene, like I'm doing one scene at a time, and I'm like outlining a scene, and then I'm just like working on that scene using the outline. And then I can get to the next scene, and I'm just going to do it one scene at a time, and just one writing session at a time. So I might not finish a scene in one session, and that's okay. I can just plug away at it. Just show up and do some writing every day. And at least so far I've done some writing. At the very least, you know, besides just the writing for the fiction here, besides just this, every morning I write a minimum in my journal of my progress so far and what my goals for the day are. And so no matter what else I write today after that, it's all extra. And so I win no matter what. But at least I got something done. And I am getting kind of tired. And I think it is time to end the stream. It has been 3 hours. It really, see, doing these streams, it may seem like in my own head, it seems like it's kind of like a waste of time. But it's actually a good thing because when I'm off stream, like, I'm able to, like, I'm like gearing myself up for my writing that I do off stream. Like, I'm kind of just like building some stuff in my head. You know, we had a little bit of everything today. You know, we got doxxed, we got harassed, and then we made some good friends. Okay, so thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Hopefully, we will eventually finish this story together and publish it on my blog, and then work on the next story, and then just keep doing that. Just keep getting stories in my resume. Just keep writing those stories, keep publishing them on the blog, but we got to start with just one at a time. And I don't know, maybe eventually I can do multi-stories at the same time, but I want to try to focus on one story at a time. And my novel, obviously I want to write my novel, and I do that off stream because otherwise it's a really important project, and I'm not going to just publish it that way. I'm not publishing it on a blog or like giving a free ebook away. Like I'm gonna actually try to publish it somehow. Like whether that's traditionally, I'm gonna try doing it traditionally first. Like try to get connected to an agent or like a publishing house editor, like a Tor or something like that. Once I have a finished, polished manuscript, I don't want to just throw that up on the internet. Like, it's too much. I put too many years of work into it. The first draft is floating around the internet, but that's just a first draft, and it's completely changed. Like, it's basically like almost a joke. Like, the first draft is basically a joke. Some people said they really liked it, but I'm like, kind of like, wait till you see the real version. Like, if you like that, wait till you see the actual book. Because that was just like basically note-taking. Like, it's like shorthand. Like, I wrote that draft so that I could use it to write a better version. Like, it's actually not even anywhere close to what the draft is. Yeah, not everyone's a troll, and also the trolls don't really matter. And if I'm getting trolls, it's kind of a good sign because it means that people are noticing me. You know, you can't be successful without haters, okay? You know, it's a good thing. Don't go, I'm new here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Potako. Potako! Make sure to follow me on my socials and you won't miss a beat, okay? Because I post on Twitter. Sometimes... you know, sometimes I, you know, do other stuff other places. You can hang out on my Discord. You know, but make sure to authenticate with Alt-Identifier within 45 minutes. I get a lot of, like, you know, trolls, and I have Alt-Identifier in raid mode. It means that it's harder for a lot of people to join my Discord, but I think it's better because I don't have to just constantly be worrying about needing to ban people all the time. But I will be live tomorrow, hopefully. Aw, thank you so much, Patako. But I am getting tired, and I think it's time to take a break, and then I'll try getting back to some writing off stream. I think it's important to do stuff off stream, especially when it comes to writing, especially when it comes to my novel. Besides just the publishing reasons. Like, for short stories, I don't mind leaking them publicly because I'm going to be putting them up for free on my blog anyway. And they're short stories. I'm not going to... You usually don't sell short stories unless they're in an anthology, and usually that really doesn't make as much money as novels. So my goal of writing the short stories is to... you know, the goal of writing my short stories is more to like work on becoming a better writer. And the goal of writing the novel is the same, but it's also to like have a finished product that I can try to sell. So it's like, that's a bit of a different process, but I need to be able to do that in a different kind of focus that I can't do on stream. Even if you consider the publishing part, if you took that part out of it, I still need time to write where I'm offline, where there's no chat. I don't have to worry about talking to the camera or either way. I try to treat my stream as if I might talk to people even if there's nobody here. I do that for myself because sometimes I like the way it makes me think. It helps me get ideas through my mind, and then later I use that information to make better stuff. Anyway, it's time to kind of put ourselves away, okay? And get my hair is a freaking mess. But at least we at least we got a scene written, or at least a part of a scene, so there's something we did today. We wrote we wrote like a paragraph, or like 2 paragraphs, I guess. That's something. It's better than nothing, okay? We wrote a paragraph for my short story, and that's better than nothing. And it is a short story, meaning even if it was for my novel, a few paragraphs is still a few paragraphs. It's better than nothing. But even for a short story, though, it's a lot bigger of a chunk, because short stories are usually 8,000 to 10,000 words, around there. Like, I would say 8,000 to 15,000 words. Depending on on the length, whether you want a shorter or a longer one. Thank you so much, Nordic Prince, and make sure to follow me on all my socials, whichever ones you want to follow. My story is about neuroscientists Christy and Paul accelerate their study on memory mapping to images, sound, and text, etc., and end up overwhelming their minds and gain telepathic abilities. And then also Christy and her sister Diana struggle to take care of their elderly dad. And so maybe that comes into play. Maybe it's a little bit comical at first, but then something serious happens. It's kind of like, at first they get telepathic abilities, and then she can understand her sister and her dad, her dad better. And she kind of gains some insight, but then because it's going to be her and Paul kind of goes down a dark path, and so now Christy has to stop him or something. I don't really know the details, but we'll figure it out. It's kind of an adventure. For me, writing is kind of like reading, at least during the first draft. All right, well, I'll see you on D Live. You're always welcome on my D Live, Nordic Prince. You don't have to worry about my other platforms, because I can read what you have to say, all from D Live. So all you have to do is, just show up, and if you want, and kind of go through this crazy life that we're living. I'm pretty much just trying to live my life, and the stream is actually kind of a big part of my life, and it's been very helpful in trying to figure out who I am, and try to work on things that I've been trying to build for myself. And now I'm in a portion of my stream now where I'm using my stream, I'm experimenting with using it as a place to just work on my writing, and we'll see where it goes. I have a lot of time, and I'm on SSI now. I'm permanently disabled from autistic related issues that I am working on in therapy to overcome, because they can be overcome. That's the thing, is I have gained skills, But the problem is am I able to maintain it? And am I able to do so without extreme trauma? Because it gets hard. It's gotten harder as I've gotten older with my autism-related issues. But I am on a positive direction with my therapist and psychiatrist. But in addition to that, like I'm trying to get housing. I'm doing my surgeries. I have 2 surgeries, like facial feminization and vaginoplasty, that will be happening over the next, I think facial feminization in a few months, and vaginoplasty within like a year or a year and a half. And then I'll be done. No more surgeries, just taking estrogen for the rest of my life, which I'm already taking. I'm already done after that. Like, 2 surgeries, I'm done. But you know, I have a lot of work to do on myself for getting housing, becoming independent, try to gain traction in this life, trying to become, work on this is a perfect time to work on my writing. I have so much time. If there was ever a time in my life to work on my writing, it's right now. Going through this waiting process for my surgeries, trying to get housing, I can't earn too much money, so I don't have to focus on earning money right now. And so I can focus on getting my writing better, building my blog, gaining followers on Twitter, and like all that kind of stuff. And when the time is right, bam, I can start monetizing. But we're nowhere near that point. So I'm glad that you've been here. I'm glad that, you're welcome to stick around for this journey that is my life. So, see you next time. Bye.